Hi everyone, welcome back to this channel, welcome back to another reading, and I'm excited to see what comes up. So I have the Light Seers Tarot deck and let's see what is coming up. Oh, immediately flipped out. Okay, there's some cards on the floor which I'll pick up in a sec. Right, we have Ten of Swords. All about endings. This is about something that ended, something that has finished, something that, if you're familiar with tarot, tarot has four suits, one of them being swords, cups, pentacles, and what's the other one? Wands. This swords is basically a whole journey of it's the more challenging journey, it's the more mindset and more limiting beliefs that may be present, the harder emotions that you might be going through. It's all about that. This is indicating it's the end of that. It's the end of that cycle of a long cycle, actually, really long cycle, where you went through quite a lot of like deeper emotions. Such deep healing was done through this. Was needed. For some of you, this is, I do see the 10 here. Some of you, this may have been a 10-year cycle. So if you're feeling kind of really weird this week, by weird I mean you're feeling kind of like, you know, this certain situations that have happened, which happened years and years ago, somehow they are quite active in your mind space at the moment. This is what I recommend you to do, to basically end this cycle. It's not something that you need to reflect on and really analyze and really kind of like journal about. If that helps, okay, but I don't think it's that. You're just meant to observe your thoughts that are passing through you. They're actually clearing out things, memories, certain things that are kind of from the past, from a long time ago, are just kind of wanting to pass through. And maybe it was seasonal, maybe it was around this time 5 years ago, 10 years ago, whenever it was, some situations may have happened, and it just, you know, those certain things remind you of that. And our bodies are, you know, our bodies know much sooner than our mind can actually comprehend what may be coming up and what it has lived through. You know, the body stores what we have been through more than we do. That's why we get certain ailments, certain diseases, and certain things that come up in the body, whether that's knee pain, shoulder pain, neck pain. It's often telling us something, and it's often pointing to a certain thought pattern, certain life situation. Gosh, I'm just getting the incense smoke out so that it's not covering the camera. Yeah, so it's basically getting those ailments that come up. It's basically showing up in your body in certain ways. And right now, it may be that the thoughts are coming up because you may have certain ailments that are, you know, coming up in your mind. And do check your body where you feel certain, whether there's an ailment, a certain pain coming up, and that may be indicating something to you. I really recommend you to check out the book called Heal Your Body by Louise Hay, and that's going to point to a certain, whether that's it's kind of like a, not dictionary, but like basically a guide. Say you have like a neck pain, you go on into this book and you check the actual metaphysical meaning of the neck pain. Whether it is that you've been carrying a lot of weight on your shoulders, you know, the literal phrase may mean that you've just taken on too much responsibility, too many things, and you just need to let go of certain things. So it's really good to examine what the emotional cause of your physical symptom might be. Of course, don't just rely on that. Yes, you do need doctors, everyone to help you out. This is just to help you become aware what it's pointing out. So going back to my point of 10 of Swords, it's you're meant to just observe the certain past memories that are coming up, certain thought patterns that are coming up, you know. You have had significant healing and changes done to you, and you have kind of healed from past situations and worked through certain traumas and, you know, things. You're not meant to go back to those. Those are just passing through you. So just observe them and let them flow through you. Do not block them. Do not be like, I don't want this, so I'm going to go and like distract myself and do busy work. It's not that. You're just meant to let it pass. You are a separate entity to all the experiences and things that you have gone through. Those were their lessons to kind of, for whether you believe in your kind of like your soul or your higher self, kind of showing you, hey, this is the lesson you needed to learn to get to the next stage, and you've learnt them, and now it's time to let the integration happen. And sometimes when the integration process is happening, those thoughts and past memories are going to come up, especially around certain seasons, especially if you're walking around somewhere and you smell something, you see someone, a colour is going to remind you of certain, maybe person from the past, maybe a certain place from the past, you know. It's gonna it's gonna make those memories rise up, and it's your job to not go back to the memories in a way where you are kind of going back to it. You are putting yourself in that. You're just meant to observe it like a TV show, you know. You're watching a TV show, you're kind of like seeing what is happening in the movie or this TV show, and then you end it, you turn the TV off, and then you get on with your life. That's what you're doing. But it just needs to pass through you so that it can be cleared. And Ten of Swords is indicating it's the ending. So it's the ending of certain cycle, that thought pattern. You've changed significantly. So do celebrate in that process. Ace of Wands is the next card that we get. Ace of Wands is all about meditation, connecting to your third eye, truly deeply connecting with yourself. It's a great time for it. Your senses might be heightened at this point. That is partly to do with the season, astrological effects. Full moons, new moons will have an effect on that. If you feel called to go in nature, then it is time. Then listen to that. I've been doing a lot more walks than I have normally done in the last couple of months and weeks, and I've just felt the need to do that. And it's really important to listen to that, to really go to those nature walks, to allow you to enter this meditative healing state within you. And I do want to make this point clear. Being able to go into a very deep flow state, which is meditative, but you're also just so connected to yourself and the nature, is a gift. So do express a huge gratitude towards that. A lot of people live in a state of past anxiety, worry, and if you can break free from that just even for 10 minutes, that state is a gift to you, a gift that has been presented to you to allow you to connect to you. And the way you'll feel in that state is this pure calmness and peace, which often people search for throughout their lifetimes. You know, they're wanting this, they just want peace, they try and do so many different things, spas and all these things, and not that those things are not good. Go do them. I am always an advocate for the wellness industry and doing those things, but if you do get a chance to enter that state, it's such a gift. It's such a gift. That's where ideas flow to you. That's where you get to experience yourself in your purest form. You are at your purest. You're not this you're not defined by your emotions. You are yourself in the purest form. Eight of Cups, again, letting go of something. You are leaving so much behind. Ten of Swords and Eight of Cups is all very much going forward, not looking back, and pretty much walking away from certain things. Yeah, again, it's a reiteration of exactly what I described right at the beginning, that you are moving forward towards something much bigger, much more beautiful. Hermit mode. Oh my god, look at these cards. It's very much a sense of like, yeah, meditative state. All these cards that I have just come across here are pretty much showing that. We do get the blue colour, so and I'm wearing blue as well, so this is going to indicate something. Blue is often a colour of communication, so maybe it's to do with your throat chakra. Someone may need to communicate something, or someone is actually, yeah, you do need to communicate. But if it's in this hermit mode, it may very well be that you need to not communicate via your voice to another person. You actually just need to communicate by writing. Someone is writing a book, someone is writing an article, someone is writing a blog post about a deep, meaningful experience that they have been through. And yeah, so this is for someone out there who's watching this reading, that it's time to, yes, go into your hermit mode, but it's not necessarily to, you know, not talk about certain things. It's so that you can allow your thoughts to channel that piece of writing, that piece of poetry, that piece of art that you need to put out there. So it's communication via your work. Yeah, that's what I get. Favorite card, Empress. Feminine energy. Yeah, it's I mean, we got this card during the week as well, so it's quite funny that we got it again, and I love that. It's yeah, again, this is a card of being in your feminine energy. It's actually reiterating that point of allowing yourself to receive the downloads, to receive what is meant to come into you. You're not meant to be very action oriented. It's only inspired action at the moment, but you are meant to be entering a meditative state, a very softness within you, the way you are living life, the way you are walking through life is meant to be soft. It's not meant to be rushed. You're not in a hurry. You are not trying to get somewhere. It's not about that. It is about the process of simply enjoying and taking in everything that is around you. And it's a beautiful season. So again, I keep feeling like such gratitude. Maybe someone needs to express that gratitude, that it's such a gift to be able to experience this season of stillness in such depth. And often the more healing that you go through, you experience the seasons, the emotions at a much deeper level. And to be able to experience that is a huge gift, And yeah, and since you can, it's time to really relax into it, really enjoy the process. And yeah, I don't get much more on that, to be honest. Let's see what else comes up. I did drop some other cards on the bottom. Let me just get them. So, okay. We got these three cards actually. They are reversed. So, Knight of Pentacles, reversed. Knight of Pentacles is often about the slow moving, one step at a time, kind of going like, yeah, so someone's been trying to rush the process, rush the results. I know that's been kind of, I've been feeling like that at certain points, because I'm like, wait, I need to know how to make, well, specifically for my business, the direction it's taking is slightly changing. And I've been kind of like, okay, well, do I need to put like one video out per week? Do I need to put like these shorts out? Do I need to put these TikTok videos out? You know, how do I coordinate all of that? And I'm trying to get this process to be done so that I can reach the end result, when it's really not about that. You can't rush it, especially if you are growing your own. Maybe it's a spiritual business, maybe it's a very creative process. You just can't rush it. And I often get that. I try and do readings at least once a week, but but sometimes it just doesn't happen. I need to be in a state where I'm fully channeling, and sometimes I don't hit that channel state at certain weeks, and then I get upset that, like, you know, I'm not putting a video out every week, because that's how you are meant to reach people and all these things. You will reach the right people, and the kind of like artwork or book or article that you put out is going to reach the right people regardless of when you put out, you know. And honestly, I don't want to put out content for the sake of putting out content, and I want it to be very flow-based process, you know. And that's what it's saying. It's maybe not forever, but for now you can't rush the process. And since it's reversed, it's saying that you're trying to like figure out the steps and trying to rush the process in itself, when you can't rush it. You have to go through all the emotions, all the new ideas clicking. The actual journey itself is what you are wanting to experience, and rushing it is going to be leaving this experience. Again, I see it as a gift that has been given to you. Right, Two of Pentacles, but reversed. Okay, not letting go of two situations. Two of Pentacles is often that you're in two minds about certain things, trying to balance two things. You know, reversed is, it could be that you are kind of starting to see, hey, maybe this is becoming more important than the other one. So you are starting to move towards one than the other. The message that I get here is actually kind of a unique one, which is a balance of emotions. Your emotions, you've been trying to balance them, but actually they're not. It's something to do with anger and to do with justice. Okay, here is what I get. Going back to a certain past situation, which is like, you know, coming across in your mind, you're trying to see, how do I let go of this anger from this past situation? You know, I'm kind of like being held back with this, you know, one emotion from the past, which is to do with either anger or not getting justice for what you wanted. So you're holding on to it. But there is one part of you which is also wanting to dive into your future, you know, because you don't want to hold on to the past. And what feels like anger is perhaps someone did you wrong in the past, and you're trying to work out, well, they need to have a certain justice for this. That may never happen in your lifetime, and I'm so sorry to break that to you. Mainly because that lesson may not be something that is meant for them in this lifetime. Their path was different. What they are here to do, their purpose is linked exactly to what they went through and what they are going through currently. And if you're wanting justice for, you know, what you went through and them kind of like doing you wrong, there is a way to kind of, you know, people often say that, like, how do I get my revenge? You know, they need to feel what I felt. They need to understand what I felt. And there is that, someone is feeling that need, that they need to understand what I went through, so that they can either apologize to you or just simply relate to the fact that you went through a lot. And here is what I would say to that. It's not to invalidate your experience. You went through a lot. Agreed. And those lessons were kind of taught to you in a cruel way, and in a really cruel way. And I am so sorry that did happen to you. Like that you had to go through that whole journey to learn this one lesson, which seems so unfair that you had to go through in such a cruel way, whereas perhaps they don't even have to face those consequences or that lesson in itself. You know, so it's justified for you to feel how you are feeling. But do remember this, that your path is not the same as their path. Yes, you learnt the lesson, but in order to move on from it, if it feels natural, if it feels very natural to you, often the way is gonna be loving them as much as possible. And I know that sounds like, for some of you, that's going to be a big leap to make. And it doesn't come quickly, suddenly, or certainly not very soon. It's going to take a long time. And for some of you, it may not ever come, because maybe they did something quite bad. And but still, the best way to really transmute that, to let go of that state of anger that holds you back in certain situations, is going to be to love them as much as possible. That doesn't mean you think what they did was okay or anything like that. Of course, I don't mean that, you know. And it doesn't mean you need to forgive them, but you do need to love. Not need to. I want to be careful with my words, because, you know, everyone has been through different situations, and I'm not going to put them down, but what you've been through, but I am going to say the path is to love them, the situation, the things that happened, to love yourself, your younger self, as much as possible. And that is the biggest grace you can offer yourself and your younger self, and them, whoever wronged you in the certain situation, whoever did that. That's the way to move forward. And in fact, it may be what is blocking your new beginning, your new taking that leap of faith, you know, stepping into the new. 11:11 on my phone right now. Those of you who are wanting certain signs, this is a confirmation of this message here as well. Yeah, we did get the Fool card, again reversed, and I think it's to do with that. It is, how do you let go of this emotion of anger, so that if love is on this scale and anger is on this scale, so that the love lifts and the anger is further down there. And that will be a slow process. It's not necessarily just to do with healing. It's going to be a process of truly connecting with yourself on a much deeper level. And again, I want to reiterate, the situation that happened, often, you know, people say like, oh, you've come out of it stronger and all those things. And those might be true. Those might be true. But I want to point out a very underrated gift from that, which is, you're going to feel certain emotions to such depth that a lot of other humans are not able to experience, really are not able to experience. So whilst it was heart-wrenching, awful experience that you went through, I'm not putting a light on any of that. But what I'm saying is that your human experience is going to be to a much deeper level of empathy, learning about yourself. The way you are going to feel is just going to be to a depth that not many people can experience unless they have been through certain difficult situation and such adversity, that they only then they are able to see the other side of those things. And if you have been able to see those now and you are wondering, where is your justice? I would encourage you to look at it in this way, that you have been able to get a very underrated perspective of life, of a human condition, of this experience that you are here to live. A lot of people don't get to experience that depth, and that in itself is also a gift. Okay, that's what I get here. I hope that made sense. I feel like those messages came through quite fast, and I don't know if that truly made sense. But let's move on. This is becoming already quite a long reading, but I want to just get a last couple of messages. What is coming up? What else can we expect, actually? Great teacher, learn from spiritual experiences. Pretty much, I think, exactly what I was describing right now. I also see freedom card, you know, just letting, like, it's very flowy week, right? So this is all about letting the, setting yourself free in a way, setting certain past situations free. Oh, we do get the Hunter card. This is quite an interesting one. Track down your fears and desires. Okay, this may be something to journal on. Track down your fears and desires. Okay, so something I get here is, especially if you're wanting to move into this new reality, new situation, what may be holding you back? Is it that perhaps you are in some ways addicted to the pain of the past, addicted to the to what you went through? Are you in some ways addicted to it? And if it's like in your mind so much all the time, you know, playing up, there may be a level of addiction there, because then you truly have to leave all of that behind, you know, then you truly have to let that go. And perhaps receiving a certain apology and justice for what you went through may not be, for some people, what they are actually looking for, because that means you truly have to let go of all of that and to truly let go of that addiction to those experiences and thoughts. And yeah, and that's a hard one. But if you're wanting a new way of being, a new reality, and I truly believe that we are not set for a certain life, you know. I was born this way. I never had that experience. I lived there. I wasn't born in the right stars, and all these excuses may be coming up. But I truly believe that you can turn your life around 180. Not overnight, but over the process of your life, of the course of your life, you can truly turn it around to exactly how you want it to be. And in order to do that, let go of the past addictions. That's the final message I get. Okay, that's it. I feel complete. I hope that reading was useful to you, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it brings you a level of peace and awareness within you. And if you did, do hit the like and subscribe button. And I always love hearing about your experiences, or any new discoveries or anything you go through, or if the cards do resonate with you at any point, do let me know in the comments below. And I hope you have a nice week, and I'll see you in the next one.